Hello, this is Alan. Alan's Lonely Bookshelf here with a bookshelf tour. And the first two actually shouldn't be here. Uh, they were actually on the other side over there, just kind of scattered. They're not really on a shelf, they're just stacked up on uh, a chest, a bureau. And so the first two was actually the ones that over here. Excuse me. Yeah, I have these two, the Book of Psalms by Robert Alter, and one on Genesis by Robert Alter. And so I went and got two more, and this is the Strong as Death and Love, the Song of Songs, Ruth, Esther, Jonah, and the Book of Daniel. See if you can see that. The glare from the light might have to change again. This one is actually the, let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. There we go. And this is the Wisdom books by Robert Alter. You have Job, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastes in this one. These are very good. It's excellent. That's why I got three of them. Because he takes you through the Old Testament, and he also, for instance, let me give you an instance here. In the Book of Psalms, you have Psalm 2, in which, and a lot of people why are the nations aroused and peoples murmur that things? Kings of the earth take their stands, princes conspire together against the Lord and against his anointed. Well, a lot of when you hear pastors and a lot of people quote this verse, the first two verses, and against the Lord and against his anointed, they usually say his anointed, meaning Jesus Christ. But Robert Alter states that his anointed, the term Messiah, clearly is used here in its political sense as a designation legitimate heir to the Davidic dynasty without eschatological implications. And basically, it goes on to state that it's the image of verse 7. Let me tell as is due to the Lord, you are my son, I myself today beget you. Well, in the I myself beget you, despite Christological readings of this verse over the centuries, commonplace in ancient Near East, readily adapted to the Israelites to imagine the king as God's son. The Hebrew emphasis of this concept seems to be more political than theological. So a lot of people, a lot of pastors, like he just said, they will go use that book, use that as reference to Christ, whereas obviously not. The next two books are written by the same author. This is Richard P. McBrien and The Lives of the Popes, and author of Catholicism. And Richard P. McBrien was a Notre Dame professor. And this is a very good book. It's very interesting in the fact, and it goes all the way to, and he rates the popes at the end, how the popes were elected, and the future of the papacy, and his little and the history, he does all the history of the Pope. Some were bad, some were good. You know, some were not very good. And it goes all the way to John Paul II. And this is an ex-library copy. It was discarded. And I was doing a research on this for my story I wrote about a boy whose parents died and meets Martin Luther. So I wanted to, the former. So I wanted to find out more information about the papacy and about the popes. And this was a very good one. It does list papacy through history, bibliography, the glossary, and encyclicals. And this is excellent. Highly recommend this one. The next one is by the same author, of course, and this is The Church, the Evolution of Catholicism by this Richard P. McBrien. And I said, what does the idea of the Pope infallibility come from? Why are priests celibate and women barred from the priesthood? What inspired the Inquisition? What's the position of the Catholic Church on Hitler's policy in World War II? What is the Church's relations to Islam? And how will the growth of the Church, South America, Africa, and Asia shape its future? And there are several ones in Africa who are come out against Pope Francis and some of his sayings. And so this is a very good book also. Ecclesiology and New Testament church history from the post-biblical period to mid-19th century. And so Church and Salvation, Church in the World, and Catholic Social Teaching. So this one actually came out with same when this came out. Yeah, this one, Harper 1. This one came out in 1970. No, 2008. Yeah, 2008. So the next one is the Biblical Illustrator, Romans chapter I was going to say Romans chapter 1, but it is actually the first volume of the Biblical Illustrator. And what the Biblical Illustrator is, and this is by Joseph Exell, and this is printed in fourth printing in 1967. And what this is, and I used to have like 30 of them. And what they do is they take Joseph Exell, the editor, he takes sermons, abridged sermons, other anecdotes from various pastors who are Reformed and Puritan, and he adds it to the Biblical Illustrator. And you have Genesis will be in two volumes. Acts of the Apostles will be in 3 volumes. Romans, of course, is in 2 volumes. And what you have is right here, and as you can see that, Biblical Illustrator, Romans chapter 1, verses 1 through 7. And verses Paul a servant of Jesus Christ. And that one, Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ, that one sentence there will go on for, let's see how far this goes. It goes pretty far. Yeah, this goes on for 4 pages. Just for different pastors commenting on just that one, just 4 or 5 words. And cause see, oh yeah, right down here you have the name W. Tyson. Let's see if you can see that. You have W. Tyson, and then it goes on for someone else making the same comment, T.G. Horton, and then you go on to U.R. Thomas, and it's basically just a commentary, and that's all these are. These are commentaries, and with different ones talking, pastors making comments about the passages that is read. Some of the passages will go on for, and that's why they're in several volumes, because this verse 3 right here, that's just one, and verse 2, there's just one half of a page, but others will go on for like 10 pages, 15 pages, about just couple words. So it's actually very good. And they later on they came up with they produced the ones in a red volume, which puts Romans volume 1, volume 2 together, and then also they put Acts together. So those are really thick, so you can read through them without reading this. And I have read the Romans one, one on Revelation, one on Genesis, and haven't read let's see, one on Luke. So yeah, well, there you go. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe.